So what's going on YouTube? Good afternoon, AJ Simmons, and I want to give you the hiring process for your cleaning business.
Don't bother me, I'm working. Don't bother me, I'm working.
The first thing I want to tell you is you can thank Joel Arroyo for asking me to do this video. And I'm glad I'm doing this video because it opened up a lot more things that I need to go over that's going to have to follow up this video. But right now I'm going to give you the, basically it's about 4 or 5 steps that I put together for you just to follow for any time you want to hire. So the first thing is, obviously you're going to put your ads out that you're hiring, whether you put it on Craigslist or you post it on your Facebook account, or I know in my area we have an actual I guess it's a group that is an open group to the public where you post jobs nonstop, and they have a lot of good postings up there, and it's a good way to reach people who qualify for the job. So, but whatever you do, put out your ad, so let people know that you're hiring first off. And assuming that you went through that process, if you need more information on how to find good employees, I have multiple ways other than ads, but I just want to kind of really go over the hiring process in general in this video, Alright, so once you put out the ad and you got a couple of candidates that you want to hire, first thing you need to do is have them fill out an application. Now, you can do this a couple different ways. The first way is you can have, when the people call you from Craigslist or whatever the case may be, you can direct them to give you their email, and you can email them your job application. Or if you just put it on Craigslist, you can have them email you and tell them in the ad, just request an application, email you, and then you'll email them an application. So that's one way of doing it. Another way of doing it is if you can post your applications online. And so some of you don't have websites for your business, so that's fine. What you can do is create a form with a product called Form Builder. Just go to Google and type in Form Builder, and you'll find multiple websites that allow you to create your own form. And with that little software, you can create your own job application. Now, I would recommend that you do have a website for your business if you're going to use that, and then just use that form that you created and copy and paste the embed code onto your website, your company's website, and you can just have them fill out the application there. Then another way that you can have them fill the application out is actually at the interview. So say for example, if somebody called you for the job and then you just want to go ahead and schedule the email right then and there because you want to meet them, just go ahead and schedule them, let them come to the interview, and then have the application waiting for them at the interview. And the first thing that they'll do when they arrive to the interview is fill out the application while you go sit in the back and just kind of let them get them some time to fill out the application. It's kind of good to do it that way too, because you build up that anticipation, I guess, or that anxiety for the employee, because everybody prepares for interviews and they got all these great answers for you. But when you put that time in between when you talk to them, they get a chance to lose that. They want to sell their self energy, and you'll get the chance to kind of see their truest version of themselves. All right, so that's just a strategy I used to use. That was actually the way I've always did it in the past. Is I would just automatically, whoever calls me, I schedule an interview, because I'll schedule like 20 interviews for maybe 2 positions, because half of them won't show up, and then the other half, maybe 1 out of the 10 are really even qualified or worthy of you taking some time to train them. So I always try to interview as many people as possible. All right, so once you've done that, now I want to say this too, before you schedule the interview, the third thing, I would disclose any information about the job ahead of time before they even come in, because once they hear further details about the job, they might not want it. So for example, I automatically tell every potential candidate for the job that this is hard work. You're going to be scrubbing behind toilets. It's nasty. You may have to work in buildings where the customer is actually present, so there'll be a lot of people in the building. And even though most of the buildings won't have that, and most of my buildings are clean office buildings, I still put that description out there at the very front, because I don't want to attract lazy people. All right, and then also if for whatever reason I do have to move my employees to those nasty buildings, and they're already prepared because I told them up front. So I disclose that information. And then being in my situation, I pay once a month, so I make sure I put that out ahead of time, because that right there can run people away. So that's another thing I tell them up front. And I try to tell them any other little details that might scare them, where I let them know that they must have transportation, they must have a working cell phone. That's a part of the job requirements. If at any time they lose either those two, they will be laid off until they can fix that problem, okay? So you just want to disclose that information first when you're talking to them over the phone. Once they can comply with that information that you disclose with them, then schedule them for an interview. So if you decided to do the application at the interview, then obviously you want to make sure you disclose that information before you even get to the application process, all right? Because the application is going to be done at the interview, all right? Then the next thing that you want to do is have them come in for an orientation. You've already interviewed them, you feel like they're qualified, and you think you want to start them, all right? So have them come in for orientation. And usually it depends on which building it is. If it's a small, easy building, I'll skip the orientation and we'll just do on-the-job training. And I'll treat the on-job training kind of like an orientation all in one. But at the orientation, what you're going to do is have them complete the forms that they need. Now, in my situation, I hire contractors, so therefore I don't need to do tax withholding forms and all of that. Only thing that I do for my contractors is I-9 forms, just so there's a record of them doing business with me. And then I'll have them bring a copy of their ID, so I can print a copy of their ID. All right, so this is what you need to do for your employees, though. You need to have them fill out an I-9 form, fill out a W-4 form for their federal taxes, then fill out a state tax withholding form. And then the last thing I like to have them fill out is a non-compete agreement. And I will still get one of these agreements even if you have employees and not contractors, just simply because employees can easily take everything you teach them and go open up their own business too. Now, in that non-compete agreement, you can only put so much for it, and it'll actually hold up in court. But you just want to kind of put up there basically that they can't go and try to underbid the customer that they're already cleaning for you. That's mainly what this is about. This is not about territories where they can't go try to open up a business and cover the same territory that you're in. You can't stop them from doing that. But as far as them trying to come in and underbid the customer that you have them cleaning for you, that's a no-go. So make sure you have them sign an agreement stating that. And then, like I said, you want to get a copy of their ID, and then also a copy of their social security card, or one of the valid ID forms that they list on the, I believe it's the I-9 form. All right. And then in this orientation also, you might want to give them a shirt. The one shirt. I usually give employees one shirt starting off. If they make it through a certain amount of time, they'll get a second shirt and all of that. But I don't like to waste multiple shirts on new employees if they haven't even showed me that they're going to be around for a while. All right. So what else did I want to give you guys? Right. So after the orientation, you want to go ahead and start training these new employees or a new employee. And how I like to train people is I'll train them for at least a week. And I'll go out there and actually clean with them and work with them until they feel comfortable. The first day, I'll do about half of the workload. They do half of the workload, and I come back and check behind what they did. The next day, we'll swap what we did. So still half and half, but they're just doing the parts that they didn't do. Third day, I'll let them do all of the hard stuff. I'll do all the easy stuff. Fourth day, basically the same thing. And then the fifth day, I'll let them try to cover the whole thing, and then I'll just be there to check after everything that they did. And so that's usually how I train my people. If it's a once a week account, then I usually spend about a month training them, because I go out there 4 times with them for that entire month. All right, so that's just how I do my hiring process. If you have any suggestions, leave the comments below for everybody else to see. And if you got any further questions, feel free to drop a comment below, and I can try to add more details in a following video, or you can email me if you have a detailed question at questions@ajsimmonsonline.com. All right. That's it. Make sure you go to my website and subscribe at www.ajsimmonsonline.com for even more content in regards to bettering your life, bettering your situation, and becoming an entrepreneur. And then also I have products that I'm selling up there in regards to the cleaning business. And just a lot of anything basically that you're going to need from me is going to be on my website. All right. So make sure you check in the website as I continue to update it daily. All right. Also, make sure you add me on Snapchat, AJ Rich Already 16. Follow me on all my social medias at AJ Simmons Online. All right. So thank y'all for watching, subscribing, like, and sharing, and comment. This is AJ Simmons. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow morning. Thank you.